I'm going to give you a few tips, 6 tips about how to write it, where you're going to start, all that kind of good stuff. So 6 tips. We're going to talk about stopping the whining, getting your journal. What do you love? What don't you love? Writing all of this out, and then what you're going to do with it once you have it. So once you have it, what am I going to do with it? We're on day 8 of our 30-day challenge. And so we're going to get started. Rewriting your story. The first thing you're going to do is stop complaining. Stop whining. Stop taking everybody else's, making your life miserable. It's everybody out there. It's all their fault. No, I want you to start taking responsibility for what you see around you. Because all of this is what you've created. Whether you want to admit it or not, everything in your external world, other than the big global things, obviously, that is all of us collectively creating that mess. But things are shifting. And as they shift, you shift. I want you to take responsibility for your part, the part that you play in creating your world, in creating the life around you. When you start doing that, things will start shifting. So how do you start taking responsibility? You stop complaining. This whole entitlement thing. Everybody owes me something. Bullshit. That's not how life works. You need to work for the things that you want. You need to put it out into the world. Yes. You need to set your intentions. You need to have an idea in your mind of what you want to create, but then you need to start doing the things that you need to do to be able to move towards that thing. Whether it's like we've talked about before, about decluttering your life or changing things up, doing something. You can't just put a request out to the universe and then sit on your butt on the couch watching Netflix expecting things to happen. The universe is saying, oh, she's telling me she wants this thing, but then she's not going to do anything to work towards it. This is what she really wants, because that's what she's showing me she wants, is more Netflix and more sitting on her ass and getting her butt wider. Telling it how it is, guys. Let's just be blunt here, all right? So start taking responsibility for your life. Start deciding that the choices that you make about your life are going to be more positive and more life affirming. They're going to be things that move you towards your goals and not hold you back because of all this shit that's going on in your head. We're going to talk about that, but initially I want you to start with where it is that you're going to be working towards. All right, so that was number 1. Stop the whining. Stop the complaining. It's not everybody else's fault. What am I doing? All right, we'll get to that in just a second. The next thing, of course, you're going to need a journal. I don't care what your journal looks like. It could be a 3-ring binder that you can tear pages out for a burning ceremony later, or it can be a notebook. It could be a fancy journal. I've got a whole bunch of them down here somewhere. Leather-bound journals that I've created, that I've actually physically made. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I want you to find a journal that you love. Something that you're going to really appreciate using and writing it. And guys, I know sometimes you get a journal and it's so pretty, you just don't want to write whatever in it. You want it to be something that's going to be memorable. You don't want to ruin a blank page. Excuse me. I want you to write in it regardless. The more that you find a journal that you really like, that you really enjoy writing in, the more you're going to do it. If you feel like you need to tear a page out of this journal, fine, so be it, okay? That doesn't matter, but find one that you're going to use. Find one that makes you feel good, that you enjoy writing in. I like the big ones just because I don't like writing in little tiny journals, but maybe you want something small. Find something that works for you, all right? Maybe you want something that you carry in your bag. Maybe you want something that you can take everywhere with you. That's fine. I keep mine by my bed. That's it. It's nice and big. I can write in it. Don't have to worry about taking it anywhere, so I don't have to worry about it being small. So that's number 2. Get yourself a journal that you love. Now, we're going to get started. So, first thing that I want you to do is, and you can do this in bullet point or you can do it in long form. I prefer bullet point just because it's easier for you to go through once we get to the next part. So I want you to write out everything that you love and that you like and that you're grateful for in your life right now. So, do you like your current life situation? Do you like your current employment? Do you own your own business? Do you enjoy that? And what parts of it do you enjoy? Do you enjoy who you work with? If you are somebody that is more of an introvert and doesn't like working with people, I enjoy working by myself. I enjoy working with a team, whatever it is. How is your relationship with your friends, your family? What do you love about that? What is lighting you up right now? How's your, sorry guys, my nose is really itchy this morning. How is your situation with your current partner? Do you love who you're with right now? Do you enjoy being with this person? What is it about them that you really enjoy? So you're going to have 5 different categories. All right. You're going to have your general overall life. You're going to have your financial area, which is your work, your business, whatever it may be. You're going to have your relationships, like your family, your friends, that kind of relationships. And then your intimate relationships, your partner. And then you're going to have your spiritual, your religion, whatever it may be, that connection to source, whatever that is. These 5 sections are what you're going to start with. So again, we've got, and now I totally forgot. You've got your life, overall life. You've got your employment. You've got your friends and family. You've got your intimate relationships. And then you've got your spiritual. These 5 categories are where you're going to write. Bullet point if you want. I love my partner. I love how he makes me laugh. I love that she makes me enjoy who I am. I love that he pushes me to be a better person. Whatever it is that you enjoy about that situation. Number 4, I want you to do the same categories, but I want you to write what you don't like. What is it that you don't enjoy? What is it that you want to change up? What is it that dims your light? And again, you can list it out or you can write it in bullet points. What is it that you don't enjoy about those situations? And then underneath that, I want you to write what part you play in it. What is it that you contribute to those situations or that relationship or that connection that is not working? Who are you being in that situation? Are you somebody who's demanding? Are you somebody who doesn't work well with others? Are you somebody who is constantly complaining about everything that's going on around you? What part are you playing in those different categories? Because this is ultimately what we're going to work on, is the part that you're playing. Because, and we can go through this in depth later, but who you are and who you project to the world makes a difference on what's going to come back. So we want to make sure that we get clear on knowing what part we play in all those situations. You're going to take your bullet points of what you didn't love and you're going to shift those into what I do love. So you don't like that you have to work a 9 to 5. Well, then you're going to shift that into what it is that you do want. So I want to have a successful, thriving business. You're going to shift that, what you don't like, into something positive. And again, you can do that as a bullet point to start with, but you can have 2 columns in your number 4 and say, these are the things that I don't like. How can I turn it into a positive? How can I do these things? How can I shift my relationships? How can I shift what I work? How can I shift my connection to source? So once you get that done, you're going to have this bullet point list of the things that you do love, the bullet point list of the things that you want to change to the positive, all right? And then you're going to go to number 5 and you're going to write this out in long form with a pen and paper, guys. Get a pen and paper and write this out. That's where you got a journal, all right? I want you to write this out with pen and paper because that connection from your hand to your mind is a lot deeper than typing. There's some, I don't know what it is, some scientific, psychological connection between you writing it out by hand and it going into your brain a lot quicker. Yes, you can type it out on the computer when you're done so that you have it in a typewritten format, whatever it is that you enjoy. But initially, I want you to write it in your journal, all right? So now that you've written it all out, I want you to write it out very detailed, using all your senses. And I want you to do it present tense. You wake up in the morning and this is what your day looks like. This is what your week looks like. This is what your month looks like. This is what your year is going to look like. You're going to have these different sections and as many pages as you need for each section. But I want you to be very detailed. I want you to use your senses. I wake up this morning with Roy. We sit in bed for about half an hour and we do our journaling. We do our meditation. I can smell the coffee that we started brewing. We get up, we make our bed, we get dressed, we go and we sit down and Roy starts going through what we need to plan for the day. And I start making some breakfast. Today I'm making avocado toast with egg. I can smell the eggs and the avocado. I can smell the toast cooking. Detailed. Very detailed. What are you wearing? How did you fix your hair? What did you do on your morning routine? You want it extremely detailed, and you want it in present tense. It is as if you're visualizing a movie of your day and you want to script it out exactly as you want it to play out. Every single thing. And the more detailed you are, the better off it will be. All right? So I want you to put everything into it. And if you need to rewrite it a few times, do your bullet points and then get more detailed and get more detailed, by all means do that. But get it as detailed as you possibly can. And again, for the day, for the week, for the month, for the year, all right? And write it all out. What did you accomplish? What did you get done? What was it this past week? Pretend like that past week just went by and it was the best week of what you want to come up. Again, present tenses or past tenses, it's already happened and it is in your world and this is what you're living. So the past month. So what happened in the past month that brought you to where you are now, and what is it that you've been doing to be able to create that life? Then what I want you to do is create an audio. And I know you're like, I don't like my voice. I hate the way it sounds, guys. Your voice, I know that you don't like the sound of it. If you don't, I don't care. But if you create an audio of this life that you've created for yourself, and then you listen to it before you go to bed, and listen to it when you first wake up in the morning. If you don't want an audio, fine, read it to yourself. Read your story to yourself. Read it before you go to bed, and read it first thing when you wake up, before you do anything else, before you get out of bed to do your routine, before you start journaling, before you start meditating. Read that story. But if you've got an audio, you can listen to that audio and close your eyes, and you can get that ingrained, and it works so powerfully because it's your voice. You're telling yourself, this is how my life is. Very, very powerful. So don't forget, you want to listen to it in the morning and then at night. So, and then the bonus that I'm going to add, number 7, you can create your intentions and your affirmations moving forward based on the story that you've created for yourself. That will give you a better guideline that you can use to set your goals. So what is it that this person who's living this story, what are they doing? What are their daily intentions? What are their daily plans? What is it that they're doing each moment of the day to be able to get to that place? So do you need to get up at a different time? Do you need to do some research on different businesses that you'd like to create? Do you need to speak to friends who are entrepreneurs to find out what it is that they're doing, what they like about it, what they don't like about it, asking questions? Hey, can I take you out to lunch and get some ideas of what you've got going on? Whatever it is that you need to do, that story that you've created yourself gives you a better guideline of how you need to set your days up, your weeks up, your months. Gives you an idea of what you're working towards. The more you incorporate the feelings, especially the feelings, how are you feeling in those moments as you're doing this story, as you're creating this? That's why I asked you to find the things that you love first. What is it that I love about this? What is it that lights me up, that makes me happy? So, recap. You're going to write your story. First off, stop whining, complaining about the shit that's going on in your life right now. All right? We're going to rewrite that. Secondly, get yourself a journal. Third, I want you to write out what it is that you love about your situation. So your life, your financial situation, your business, your work, whatever it is, your friends and your family, your personal, intimate relationships, your partner. And if you don't have a partner, what do you want to have that partner? So I'm going to tell you a quick story in just a minute. And then your spiritual. Forgot. Your spiritual. So those are the 5 topics on what you're going to talk about. What you do love, what you don't love, and then you're going to turn it into a positive. So, and then you're going to write it out long form. Hopefully you'll do an audio so that you can listen to the audio. It's going to be in present tense, using all your senses: touch, feel, hear, smell, taste, all of that. How things be as detailed as possible. And then you're going to read it or listen to it before you go to bed, and then after you wake up, as soon as you wake up. All right? And then bonus number 7, I want you to use that to create yourself affirmations and intentions of what you're going to set up your week and your day and your weeks to look like. So, quick story. Before Roy and I got together, and we've been together about 15 years, I'll have to ask him. It's been a while. He had created this list, like 5 pages long, of what he wanted in a partner. Detailed all of these things. And it was funny because before we got together, he'd asked me to read it. And he's like, am I ever going to find somebody who fits all of these qualifications? And as I was reading through it, I realized I love doing all of these things. I would do these things. I would enjoy being a part of this life that he had created, of this person that he wanted to have in his life. And the clincher was, last thing was, he wants to buy a sailboat. I lived on a sailboat for 5 or 6 years when I was a kid. And we traveled the world on a sailboat. And so being on the ocean is like my dream. I love that. And I realized that this is someone who I actually really want to spend my life with, because he had everything set in his mind of what he wanted. Now, I already knew what I wanted. I had been doing this stuff for a long time. And when I saw that, I realized that when you don't fight the universe will put the right person in your path. The universe will put the right situation in your path. The right friends, the right business partner, the right life situation, the right connection to spirituality, whatever it is, the right connection to the religion that you're in, whatever it may be. The universe works for us. Now, sometimes it doesn't seem like that. Sometimes it seems like it's all this crap is going on around us. It's just falling apart. Trust me when I tell you that when things are falling apart, it's clearing away space, great things to come in. But you have to be open to those great things. If you're not open to those great things and you don't know what you want and you're whining and complaining about all the shit that's going on around you instead of looking for the good, the positive, and the amazing things that are happening in this crap situation, nothing will change for you. Roy and I have had some pretty difficult times by anyone's standard. We can talk about that before. If you know our story, and we always make a point of, even in the darkest hour, finding one little small thing that is a positive, something that we can hold on to, a hope, a dream, a vision, an idea, something that helps us to move forward through that difficult time. And for a long time, it's been the idea of what we want to create together. And that's what it continues to be. Now, we shift and we pivot and we do things a little differently sometimes because something else has happened, but it doesn't mean that we stop, because we know what our end goal is, and our end goal shifts. I love vision boards, and I know that some people have had a problem with vision boards because once you achieve that thing, you're like, oh, well, now what? You've got to keep growing and keep shifting and keep creating, whether it's that vision board or whether it's another goal beyond that. And I'm not saying that you're not going to be happy until you create the next thing or create the next thing. I heard this the other day. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but happiness is not something that you can just have. It's joy is what's internal. It's what, makes life worth living. Because happiness is not something that you attain. It's something that you become by following your joy, by following your bliss. Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. Do the things that you love, things that you enjoy. Be around the people that you enjoy. If you're in a toxic situation, work, personal, whatever, do what you can to distance yourself from that and eliminate yourself from that situation, and start attracting the joyful things in your life, and your life will change. All right? So go through your list, rewrite your story, share with me, guys. I would love to know what it is that you've got going on and what you're shifting in your life. I always forget this. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we've got new videos. Again, I'm on a 30-day challenge, so it's going to be tomorrow. And other than that, don't forget, guys, live life adventurously.